Just join guest, inviting, and oh,
Hello.
beautiful! Hello.
Wow, that worked.
That's great. You can't see your phone now recording. Oh, okay. I'll have to keep it up straight. I
Yeah,
can't believe how quickly that's worked.
I know. It's quite wonderful.
Definitely. So, how have you been today?
Oh, quite nervous actually. And
Yeah.
yeah, I actually been doing fasting from yesterday, so I'm a bit emotionally all over the place. Yeah, it's quite
Yeah.
challenging. Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine not eating for more than 24 hours.
Oh, I've been there. I know exactly how you mean.
Oh, cool. So you can share tips. How are
Okay,
you?
so yes, I'm good. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly introduce you. Very rude of me. I should have done that in the beginning. So everybody, this is Rimante, and I met herself at a sort of a little event that goes on in Nottingham. It's where people get together with their businesses and things like that. I was instantly drawn to her energy, who she was as a person. You could straight away feel that is very genuine, very clear individual. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Romante. Obviously,
No, thank you
that's what
so
I
much.
felt.
You make me
You know.
blush.
Yeah. And yeah, and once I got chatting with her, I could see that her vision and her thoughts for the future were really, really impressive, to be honest. I mean, I'd never sort of been had spoken to somebody so quickly who had such an amazing outlook on life. So that's a little introduction. I hope I did you sort of proud there. So one
Yeah,
thing
you
I want
made
you
my
to
big so head. Now I will not be able to fit through the door. Have to think. Yeah.
Well, I
Thank you
tell you
so
what, you
much.
deserve to have a big get over it because it is all the truth. So tell us a little bit about your story and for the people that are going to be watching. So I have a rough idea, but obviously for them.
Okay, thank you so much. So my name is Rimante, also known as Little Panda, and originally I came from Lithuania many years ago. And you know, just as people say, you come to the wide world to find your happiness or to search for your happiness. So I did, left my home, came to UK, and boom, no happiness. You know what? My dream got shattered. So all of those big dreams that I had, you know, and expectations, they were just removed instantly the same night. And after that, I just felt in a very deep depression. And I feel like I was just really naive when I first came over, because I didn't know much about life, and I still needed to discover who I was, and I'm still discovering myself now. I haven't had a strong personality, or even what I want, or even who the true me is, you know, so who is actually Rimante. I think I was someone who other people wanted me to be, my family or my society, but I wasn't myself. So then I went to this really, really deep search within for many, many years. But thank God I'm an optimist and I don't give up easy.
Yeah.
Then I found the answer, which was quite simple, and that was just love, and is really learning to love. So from then on, I just went mental about this whole love subject, and I had to. Oh, Karen, thanks. See, people relate to stories. It's really weird. And after that, I just really, yeah, put myself into this whole search about what love is. And I'm not talking about human love, because human love, as you know, is changing, is sort of, you know, one day they love you, next day they don't love you. But really the true meaning of love and of this higher intelligence, I call it like universal love. So when you connect to it, you become the same frequency and you really understand what you need to do. It gives you guidance, it gives you power, it gives you clarity. It's really, really loving, and it never changes. It never gets removed from you. You know, like how, as I say, humans just kind of go and change. So then that was kind of really it. You know, after that, I just slowly and kindly took time and started like learning about myself more, starting to be more true to myself without any judgment, looking in a mirror every day and seeing what the reflection says back to me. Because, yeah, to be honest, when you start this work on yourself, you can see a lot of rubbish and stuff inside of you you don't want to admit. So you have to start taking responsibility for those dark emotions that have been held and kept inside of you for many, many years. But the most beautiful thing, you don't need to keep them. It's just our beliefs that we have to hold on to them because we're so afraid, you know, of our hurt emotions to be exposed. So therefore I became, because I'm still learning, so I thought, okay, I can't really teach people as much, but I can at least share my experiences so far and become an example. So I'm hoping that will inspire people, that maybe one day in the future, people will come to me and say, oh my God, how are you so awesome? What have you done? How do you do this? And it's already happening. I mean, come on, you know, you yourself approached me. So it is working, and my life has changed dramatically since I've been doing it. And what else I was going to say? I was just talking nonstop. Sorry, I'm so nervous.
No, don't. It's honestly,
I find it
I love
very
it.
difficult to speak to cameras and live things. We can talk one-to-one, I'm perfect. But you put camera in front of my face, I go disabled.
No, but
So,
honestly,
yeah,
I mean, and I'll bring Karen to there. I mean, me and Karen speak a little bit here and there, and she's very much the same, sort of gone through that transformation of finding herself. But
yeah.
I will say, like, even listening to you speak, you sort of get that feeling in your heart of really seeing somebody who's quite obviously come on such a massive transformation. And after even listening to what you said there, I mean, I had my next point was you answered it straight away, which is fantastic. And I think, you know, you might not be at the point of being able to teach people at the minute, but even, and I'm so happy that you commented on the status, because now after listening to you speak, I don't think it could have been anybody. I don't think I could have chosen anybody better to come on and speak. I mean, honestly, it was fantastic to hear you say that. And you're absolutely right. So you mentioned about love being separate from the human emotion of love, and love in a different aspect. And I know you went into, but could you sort of go into that a little bit more, because that's a very interesting concept. I'd love to hear your take on that.
Ooh, okay, let me breathe. So, yeah, I kind of put love as love in the lower capitals and big love always in the big capitals.
Okay.
So then, if we knew how to love, like if you look at the world right now and the state of the world and the state even of ourselves, we can see we don't know how to love. You know, people are starving, people are homeless, we're in a war, yet we call ourselves civilized nation. And yet we live behind closed doors, we're afraid of each other, we're disconnected from each other. You know, we're not true even to ourselves, never mind our partners or, you know, our even family members. And then you go to work, it's even worse situation because we're so afraid of being ourselves at work. So I feel like the love, what people call or describe love, is actually based from the root of it is fear. So all our actions are coming from a fear-based emotions, you know, so it's driven by fear. So we're afraid of what our employee would think about us or our boss. So we put like this facade and this image that we build for others to see, and it's not true us, you know, we just kind of build this image outside of ourselves. And, you know, we say, okay, that's who I am, you know, just look at that, because that's who you want me to see. Because if I really showed my true self, you're probably not gonna like it. Yeah. So, you know, our bosses, so basically we have those masks and those layers and layers, and we're living in it and we're thinking, oh, I'm so happy and I love them. We created this whole illusion about what real life is. Now, real love, wow, this is something else. Real love is connecting, is open, is true. And first of all, truth. That's the most important thing, is truthful. Always, always, always truthful is most important thing. It never lies, it doesn't bend, there is no little, it's straightforward and it's very kind, it's very patient. And it comes to this from a source of high intelligence, you know, it comes from somewhere else. I don't know, maybe the way I feel it is like what this planet has been created on. That's where it's coming from, you know. So it's like, you know, beautiful people have said, it's almost something that you cannot describe, only feel. So yeah, you can only feel this beautiful thing, but to really feel it, you have to allow yourself to create the space to grow. And then I say grow is, you know, by becoming truthful to yourself, by becoming really honest with yourself for start, you know, because you cannot change what's happening outside in the world. We all hate our politicians, we hate the state of the world, but, you know, hating that is not going to help. It's just adding more to that energy. No matter how much we complain about it, no matter how much we moan about it, it's going to happen. if you want to change, start from yourself. Look in a mirror. Michael Jackson said that, you know, it's awesome. all the wisdom, you know, of the world is in Kung Fu Panda in songs, I tell you.
Yeah.
Watch all the Kung Fu Pandas, and this is why I always have pandas with me.
Love it.
Yeah, but I could tell more and more about love. I mean, it's very difficult to describe it because love has many qualities, but one thing, it's ever growing, it never stops growing, so it's constantly expanding. So if you tap into that kind of love, obviously as a human being, you're supposed to grow. So you never get comfortable. You're constantly challenging yourself, like as me standing, you know, right here in front of this video, challenging myself, talking live. And oh, thank you so much for the comments. I'm trying to look what people are saying, but I'm thinking.
I was just about to say myself, and thanks everybody who joined and who's engaging. Like, it's absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure you'll all agree. Even listening to Rimante speak for a little while, it's even given me clarity on certain things. I mean, I loved what you mentioned about, obviously, love being pure and you know, if other people saw you for who you are, in a sense, if you took the mask off, they'd think of you differently. And I think that can put into perspective for a lot of people that once you do take that mask out, you become your true self, you allow yourself to be who you are, there will be massive changes. You know, you'll filter people out of your life, you know, there will be different things that will come into your life. And you know, I love that concept. It's fantastic. You need to start getting yourself out there more, Rimante. It's fantastic to hear you speak. Now, I did, just bear with me a second. So, yeah, I'd love to know, so what is it you're doing right now? I mean, with this mindset you've got, with the way that you've brought yourself and developed yourself, what are you sort of looking to do in the future? What would you like to create for people? You're clearly very, very, you know, after helping people and that kind of thing. So what is it you're going to be doing in the future, or are doing currently?
Well, my plans are to build myself and create myself a space where I can inspire more and more people. So have more online presence. I'm gonna have a website as well where I'm building community online where people can come and join for this. It's gonna be called like Love Species. So, you know, people can connect. Yes, so we can actually learn about love. We can connect to each other and kind of inspire each other, because it's quite difficult to go on this journey on your own, because people look at you like, you mean you love? Like, what's the matter with you? You know, go and I don't know, you know, just feel better about yourself. So yeah, it's kind of like at the moment what I'm concentrating on is following my simple happiness formula, which is follow your passions and learn to love. So as I say, I always want to become an example of that. So I have to do that myself. And so I started to follow my passions and doing all sorts of things. But my biggest passion is actually love, by the paradox. And it makes me do all sorts of crazy things, because, you know, when you follow your passions, that's when you truly can discover yourself. Because quite often your passions are the ones that mostly challenge you and frighten you and, you know, really push your limits. You know, it's not always the easy stuff. The stuff that you really want is always going to really push you. And you're like, kind of just want to, maybe I should just stay at home, have some wine and watch EastEnders. But then, you know, that's just ignoring life. You know that nothing will ever change, you know. So you have to make that change. You have to make that step. And I always said that happiness is a choice. It's not something that, you know, like how people feel like, oh, you have to be lucky to be happy. No. Happiness is the same, like if you want to learn to play a guitar or, you know, an instrument, or you want to learn to dance, you know, you have to take those steps. And initially you'll fail and you're going to hate it and you're going to struggle and you think, oh, what's all this crap anyway? Let's just give up. It's the same, you know, but then you start slowly, the more you do it, the more you start seeing results. So, you know, the more you practice, the more you're patient with yourself, the more you fail, which doesn't exist, but, you know, the more you push and push and push those limits, you start seeing the results. You know, if you go to the gym, you start seeing those muscles and it hurts like crazy, but it's so good to start seeing yourself like, you know, in a shape, and you go, wow, this is brilliant. And eventually, you know, that will motivate you by seeing those results. So you have to initially just have faith that, yeah, I can be happy. I can learn how to love. I can follow my passions. I can overcome my fears and limitations. And at first it will be really hard to be true to yourself, you know, because of course you'll have to face a lot of emotions coming up, and you're trying to be true to yourself, and you start going towards your goals no matter what anyone else says. You know, when I told my mom that I want to do this, my mom said, "Who do you think you are, some Mother Teresa?" And she put the phone down.
Oh, bless.
She didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. That's how angry she was. Because in her head, as I said, her image of me was someone else. And for years, I was matching that image. But when I suddenly decided, no, Mom, it's not who I am. My heart is calling me. I know that's not who I am.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, she didn't want to hear. So I wrote a big, long, loving letter explaining, you know, all my desires and passions and why I need her support. And she also allowed herself to feel some emotion. So she said she cried a lot, and then, you know, we started talking again, and now she supports me. And my dad, who never ever said anything in my entire life, said he's proud of me.
Yeah.
So, you know, things do change when you start taking those steps, and those initial steps are very hard. But as I say, happiness is a choice, it's practice, it's something that you just have to keep going, have to keep doing. You have to surround yourself with the people who will inspire and love you. And eventually, you know, you will start seeing the results, and those results will motivate you to do more and more. And then once you really see the true power of it, then you start wanting to share it with others, because you realize, oh my God, what was I doing all my life? You know, this is amazing. It's so easy. So yeah, I know I'm just talking too much now.
No, honestly, please don't think that at all. And you know, I'm sure that everybody who's watching will agree that you're not talking too much. Everything you've said has been real. Everything you said has been very collected and understood, and you know, you will have given clarity to a lot of people. And thank you, Karen, for all of the comments. It's very nice.
I know. I was saying,
it's
thank you, Karen.
lovely. I know.
So.
And I love that. I mean, you know, and it's all with all the respect and love in the world to your mother and your father and parents and that. And sometimes that can happen. You know, people who are very close to you, because they have that mindset, they have that thought process that they're stuck in. When it comes to, you know, watching somebody else break out of that, it's almost like well, you can't do that. It's almost like a sin, you know, you're not allowed to do that. But when they see what happens and the repercussions of that, it can often change people's minds. So, you know, it's fantastic you say that. And I love that, you know, you said about when you're going to be facing these emotions, you're going to be facing these difficult times. I think that the most that people must do, a must that people should do, is understand that when you take the first step on this journey, the negative feelings, the pain is going to come, but it's going to come to develop you and grow you and turn you into a whole new person, really.
Exactly.
So,
and eventually you even want this pain to come, because you know that every situation that comes your way, it's an opportunity for you to love and learn something from that experience. So you actually look forward to things to happen to you, because you know you are greater than that. You know that, you know, someone said something, I don't know who said that, maybe someone knows, but things are happening for you, not to you. You know, we always say, oh, why is it happening to me? And actually, if you change this concept and realize that things are happening for you, they are the gift to you, for you to learn something, to take on board, you know, to really accept it and love. Stop resisting it. Stop like trying to shout and scream, because that will just create more pain and suffering. But when you accept it and you allow yourself to deeply feel that within, it's a very different experience. Yeah, it's very beautiful.
yeah, absolutely. I love it. And I hope you will appreciate my pronunciation, but is it Wukash? You see, I love the I love the comment that you put there. You see, this is just the beginning. I remember we had a little sort of call, and again, you see, this is the beauty of getting yourself out there. There are people that there are people that love and support, and you know, I hope and I know this would just be the beginning. I mean, when I very first met you, I knew you're destined for great things, and you know, I hope to see these more often, see you speaking more, because it's been an absolute pleasure to hear your concept and what you believe and what you think on certain things. So yeah, it's
well, I can
great.
talk all night. You just get me started.
Yeah.
Well, same to you, as I say, you know. I'm glad you are my inspiration too, you know, watching you doing all this live videos. I was thinking, gosh, man, how can you do that? So yeah, now you made me do one with you. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
No, it's my pleasure. One thing I wanted to finish on now, I've just had a storage almost full come up. If I do end up cutting off, then I don't know why. But now, your group on Facebook, would you be able to tell everybody what that's called, and perhaps maybe people would like to join it? I'll include it in the comments as well afterwards, because you created one, didn't you?
Yeah, well, actually, the group on
Hello?
Facebook is a private one. Can you hear me?
Ah, that's not
Let me see. Can you hear me?
Hello? Okay, my phone's
Hello, are you
officially
back?
broken. That's not good. Oh, wait. Okay, hello?
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 Hi?
Has it come back?
I can hear you, but you're breaking
Hello?
up a
Can you
little
hear me?
bit. Yeah?
Yeah, apologies. I think that might be my phone. Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll quickly finish it off. Yeah. If you'd just be able to sort of tell people your group on Facebook, I hope you can still hear me, and just let them
Mm-hmm.
know so that they can join it and sort of follow you from there.
Oh, so yeah, the Facebook group is actually a private one. So it's for people who
Okay.
attended the seminar of love, because I was saying that this Love Doesn't Hurt seminar, which I was sort of sharing my concepts about love with people. But watch out for the website coming out. It's going to be called
Okay.
rimantelittle.com. So there you will find everything you need to find, and my videos, and I will carry on with my story and my inspiration, of becoming an example. And I hope you will guys join, and then you can share your stories and your inspiration, because we're supposed to be a community of love, and we're supposed to be connected, not disconnected. It's just an illusion that we are living as separate human beings. We're all breathing the same air, we look at the same stars at night, we have the same dreams and visions, and we all just want to be happy, right? So
Of course.
yeah, so actually I really hope that you guys will find some joy and happiness within yourself too. And I don't know if I made any sense tonight, and if anything that I said made some sense. But as I say, I still find that when I talk to the camera, it's like my mind is faster than my thoughts,
Yeah.
I can't explain it, like my words, I sort of speak, and yeah. Thank you, Karen.
No, honestly, and I will speak from my own self that it has been an absolute pleasure to hear you speak. I will be honest, and I mean this all love and world. You've surprised me. It's been absolutely enlightening. It's been really nice to. I mean, I knew that you were very connected, and that's why I put it in the beginning. But some of your concepts are really, really great. So from everybody who's been watching, thanks everyone who joined, everyone who made comments. It's like I say, obviously the group's a bit private, but if you perhaps maybe drop Rimante a message, is that okay if I say that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So drop a message. I'm sure she'd perhaps be, happy to have a chat with you. Get you ready for the website that might be coming up, and then you can follow her from there. But it's like I
Yep.
say, thank you so much.
And
For
thank
coming
you,
on.
and thank you for all your community and your friends, who came here and listened to me. Wow, we got like 11 watches. This is amazing.
It's great, I know, right? No, it's my pleasure, honestly. Thank you so much
Okay,
for
thank you very
coming.
much, James, and best of luck for you too. And don't give up.
Okay,
Carry
well,
on. Always be yourself, no matter what we say. Actually, Vukash said that to me, so I just remembered.
yeah,
You know the Sting song, no matter what we say.
yeah,
Be
absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you,
All right,
everyone.
brilliant. Yeah. Have a great evening. See you.
Kisses from Panda.
See you. Bye.
Okay, bye.